In an age where wireless technology is ubiquitous, the invisible threads of radio frequency radiation weave through every aspect of our daily lives. From the smartphones in our pockets to the Wi-Fi networks that connect our homes, electromagnetic fields have become an integral part of modern existence. However, beneath the convenience and connectivity lies a growing concern that has largely been overlooked: the concept of entropic waste. Entropic waste refers to the disruptive and disorderly impact of radio frequency radiation on biological systems and natural environments. Coined by John Coates, this term encapsulates the non-thermal, often invisible effects of electromagnetic fields that contribute to biological stress, environmental degradation, and a decline in the health integrity of exposed organisms. It highlights the unnatural interference and energy dispersal in ecosystems and human health caused by pervasive wireless technologies. Despite mounting scientific evidence and replicated research pointing to the potential dangers of electromagnetic field pollution, there remains a significant gap between scientific understanding and public policy. Regulatory bodies, such as the Federal Communications Commission, have been slow to update guidelines in line with the latest findings. This disconnect has led to frustration among researchers and advocates who struggle to bring attention to what may be one of the most pressing environmental disasters humanity has ever faced. This blog aims to shed light on the importance of recognizing entropic waste as a critical environmental and public health issue. We will explore the scientific evidence behind the harmful effects of radio frequency radiation, the challenges posed by outdated regulations, and the imperative for renewed research and policy reform. By understanding the gravity of electromagnetic field pollution, we can advocate for meaningful change to protect both our natural environment and the health of future generations. Scientific evidence of EMF harm, replicated research findings. A growing body of scientific literature has documented the potential harm caused by electromagnetic fields. Key studies and findings include DNA damage and genotoxic effects. Research has shown that exposure to radio frequency radiation can lead to DNA strand breaks, potentially increasing the risk of cancer and genetic mutations. Impact on cell function. Electromagnetic fields can alter cell membrane permeability, affect ion channels, and disrupt normal cellular communication. Neurological effects. Studies have linked electromagnetic field exposure to changes in brain activity, sleep disturbances, and cognitive impairments. Effects on wildlife. Electromagnetic fields can interfere with navigation in birds and insects, affect reproductive success, and alter behavior in various animal species. The National Toxicology Program study. One of the most significant contributions to electromagnetic field research is the comprehensive study conducted by the National Toxicology Program. Study overview. The NTP conducted a $30 million multi-year study on the effects of radio frequency radiation in rats and mice. Key findings. The study found clear evidence of carcinogenic activity, particularly in the development of heart schwannomas, a type of tumor, in male rats. There were also indications of increased brain tumors and DNA damage. Implications. These findings challenge the notion that non-ionizing radiation like radio frequency radiation is harmless, emphasizing the need for updated safety standards. International Agency for Research on Cancer classification, radio frequency radiation as a possible carcinogen. In 2011, the IARC classified radio frequency radiation as possibly carcinogenic to humans, Group 2B. Recent research suggests that this classification may need to be upgraded to reflect higher risk levels. Challenges with regulatory bodies. Outdated guidelines and regulations. Despite the evidence, regulatory guidelines have remained largely unchanged. The FCC's safety guidelines are based on research from the 1980s and 1990s, focusing primarily on thermal effects. Current regulations do not adequately address the non-thermal biological impacts of EMFs, leaving a gap in protection. There is a significant lag between scientific discovery and policy implementation, often due to bureaucratic inertia and industry influence. Court orders and ignored mandates. Legal actions. Courts have ordered FCC regulatory bodies to review and update their guidelines in light of new evidence. Even with court mandates, updates are slow or non-existent, leading to frustration among scientists and public health advocates. Industry influence and public perception. The telecommunications industry exerts considerable influence on regulatory processes. often downplaying potential risks. A lack of public understanding about EMFs contributes to complacency. The invisible nature of EMF pollution makes it harder to generate concern. The imperative for research and action, supporting the National Toxicology Program, ensuring that entities like the NTP have the necessary support to continue their crucial research is essential. Making research findings accessible to the public and policymakers can drive informed decision-making. Updating regulatory guidelines. Regulatory bodies must update their guidelines to reflect the latest scientific understanding, including non-thermal effects. Adopting a precautionary approach can help mitigate potential risks while research continues. Global examples of precaution. Some countries have taken steps to reduce EMF exposure, such as banning cell phone use in schools, setting lower exposure limits. The World Health Organization has acknowledged the need for more research and encourages the adoption of precautionary principles. The role of industry and innovation, encouraging responsible technology development. Industries can innovate to create technologies that minimize EMF emissions without sacrificing functionality. Companies have a duty to protect consumers and the environment by investing in safer technologies. Consumer advocacy and demand. Consumers can drive change by choosing products with lower EMF emissions, supporting companies that prioritize safety. Public pressure can compel industries and regulators to take action on EMF pollution. Recognizing and addressing entropic waste. Entropic waste represents a significant and often overlooked environmental challenge. The pervasive nature of EMF pollution demands a concerted effort from scientists, regulators, industries, and the public to address its potential harms. Bridging the gap between science and policy. Aligning regulatory guidelines with the latest scientific findings is crucial for public health protection. Education and communication are key to increasing public understanding of EMF risks and fostering a culture of precaution. Taking action now to reduce EMF exposure can safeguard the health of current and future generations and preserve ecological balance. By acknowledging EMFs as a form of environmental pollution, we can begin to implement strategies to mitigate their impact. This includes supporting ongoing research, updating regulations, and encouraging technological innovation that prioritizes safety. Just as society has mobilized to address visible pollutants like plastic and carbon emissions, it is time to bring EMF pollution to the forefront of environmental discourse.